Well, ironically, the record drought that we're experiencing here in Utah and the whole western United States hasn't been the biggest challenge for me with the lawn so far, even with a height of cut of only 1 inch in the front here. It's been something else. Let me show you. Now I'm just going to take you on a quick stroll and point out that, and 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 all those. Ah yes, the invasive weeds. The general broadleaf weeds, your common spurge, dandelions. I have a lot of them. And honestly, that has been my biggest challenge this year. Someone pointed out to me in my video that I did talking about how I'm keeping the lawn looking so good during a drought. What has been the biggest challenge for you? This is it. I've done a lot of thinking, soul searching, reflection, meditation. It's weeds. Now you might be asking, Jimmy, why do you have such a cornucopious amount of weeds here in the lawn? You mow so much, your grass is so thick, it looks so good. How do you have weeds? Well, let me tell you, this is what I think led to the amount of weeds out in the yard here. In the last year or so, I've put down a generous amount of sand over the lawn. And ever since I did that, I've noticed an increase in the amount of weeds that pop up in both the front yard and the backyard, both of which were hit pretty heavy with sand. And you can go back and look at those videos if you want to. So if there's anything to blame for the amount of weeds that I have in the yard right now, other than my lack of weed control, which I blame specifically on the product I'm going to mention being out of stock for a little while. But other than that, the blame goes to the sand. Now, as far as weed control products go, I do have one particular product that I've become quite fond of over the last year since I started using it. It works really well, it works really fast, and it's very thorough and does a good job, and that is Speedzone. Now, if you're not familiar, Speedzone is a highly concentrated 4-way herbicide, meaning there's 4 active ingredients in here, which give you a nice broad range of weeds that it can control. And because it's so highly concentrated, it doesn't take a lot of this to mix, and it does a really good job at taking care of these weeds. Now, just to point out how much more concentrated Speedzone is compared to your over-the-counter Home Depot specials, Speedzone's active ingredient is 2,4-D. That's the most highly concentrated active ingredient. It's at 28.57%. This Ortho Weed Be Gone has 2,4-D at 6.42%, and then this Bio Advanced has it at 4.73%. As always, very important to read the label and follow all the instructions and proper safety precautions to the best of your ability. The nice thing about this label here is right on the very back, it tells you how much to apply. You don't have to open the label and search for it, which I think is very nice. All you need is 1.1 to 1.5 ounces per 1,000 square feet. So what I do is I do about 1.5 ounces per gallon, and I mix up about 2 gallons, and I add a splash of this surfactant to the mix just to give the Speedzone more consistent coverage on the leaf of the weed. And I just walk my lawn and spray the weeds individually. I don't do a blanket application. I just spray the weeds themselves and call it good. And then usually in the next couple days or so, I'll start to see results.
to 6 days later.
Well, there you go, easy as that. Just gotta put the product in your sprayer, walk along your lawn, spray the weeds, and when it comes to spraying weeds, let me just be clear, don't soak the weed. Don't bathe it. Just spray it, and you're done. All you need to do is get the product sprayed on, a fine mist on the surface of the leaf of the weed. That's it. You don't need to drench it or anything like that. You're wasting product and you're doing harm to the surrounding area. So be mindful of that. And the nice thing about Speedzone is I expect to see results in the next few days. So very quick results. So what I'll do is I'll come back out here in about a month or so and go over anything that I might have missed that isn't showing any signs of dying. And anything that looks like it needs a little more encouragement, I'll hit those too. So that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for me. That is my, honestly, that, other than a pre-emergent application, that is my go-to weed control strategy. And that is my favorite product to use for that strategy. I use it all year round. The only thing I'll say about that is during the summer, I wait for cooler days, and that's when I take advantage of applying that during the summer. So that'll go ahead and wrap it up for me. Hope that was helpful for you. If you've used Speedzone before, let me know down below in the comments what your experience was. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.